Delicious is an understatement. Now you too can make this delicious Christmas sweet called milk cream at home. So stick till the end while I break down this recipe and give you few important tips how to avoid making that sticky dough and making a perfect milk cream at home. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's begin. We are starting with just a few simple ingredients. That's 1 cup of milk powder, which will be around 130 grams, half cup of sugar, that's 150 grams, half cup of whole cashew nuts, that's 70 grams. You can also use the broken ones, 2 tablespoons of butter, and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of warm milk. And here I'll also be using 1 to 2 drops of vanilla essence, which is optional. Now this is a smaller batch which will give you approximately 350 grams of soft pliable dough. If you want a larger quantity, I will link it in the description below, so do check that out. First, we'll prepare our cashews. Now these cashews need to be ground into the finest powder possible. Here's a trick. Pulse the cashews in a mixer. Just make sure that you don't overdo it, or else you'll get a cashew butter instead of a cashew powder. Sift the powder to ensure it's silky smooth. Now you might have to repeat this step until you get a powder of all the cashew nuts. Now you just need to pulse the cashews in short bursts rather than running the mixer continuously. Now by handling cashews carefully, you'll ensure a smooth, lump-free milk cream. Now once that's done, let's work on the milk powder. In a bowl, I'll take all the milk powder with a teaspoon of soft butter. Rub it together gently until the milk powder is coated with butter and feels crumbly. Now this step is the secret to that soft melt in your mouth texture. Next, let's make our sugar syrup. Now add half cup of sugar and less than half cup of water to a non-stick pot. Turn the heat to low and let the sugar dissolve slowly. Once again, here patience is key, so no rushing. Make sure that you keep stirring it, keep scraping the bottom and the sides. Make sure that the sugar doesn't caramelize. We just need to turn it into a thin, shiny syrup, just like this. Once it's done, it's time to bring it all together. Add the milk powder and cashew powder to the sugar syrup, stirring it continuously. Now at this stage, the mixture will start to come together into soft lumps. At this stage, I'll be adding 2 drops of vanilla essence, which is optional. Can you see my milk powder and the cashew powder has not formed into a soft lump, and that is only because my sugar syrup was not thin enough. But don't worry, I'll fix this by adding a spoonful of warm milk and I'll keep mixing it. Now this stage is very crucial. Now things can get wrong at this stage because if you add in too much milk or water, your dough can get sticky and it is the worst thing to happen for your milk cream. So what you need to do is add milk or water gradually and keep mixing it continuously. Now here the idea is to form a smooth silky dough with minimum moisture in it. Now as you keep mixing it, you will start seeing it transform into a beautiful dough that's smooth and pliable. And now let's take a silicone mat. Don't worry if you don't have a silicone mat, you can just take a flat plate and just grease it with butter just like this. Once the plate or the silicone mat is greased well, you can just transfer the dough. Look at the dough, it's perfect and it's smooth. Now I'll knead the dough while it's warm, as this will give us a nice smooth and velvety texture to our dough. Now if there are any tiny milk powder lumps in the dough, that will burst off while we knead this dough in the silicone mat. You can also knead the dough with a spatula, or you can carefully knead it while it's slightly warm with your hands. Just make sure that your hands are slightly greased. My dough is perfectly done and look at it, it's not even sticking to my hands. And now comes the final part where we start shaping our milk cream. Now here I've taken a silicone mold. Okay, now this is the same mold that I use for marzipan. I've greased it with butter and now we will start shaping our milk cream. Now you can start shaping the milk cream once the dough is warm but not hot. Working while it's still warm ensures the best texture and smooth finish. Now with this 350 grams of dough, I managed to make 4 batches of the silicone mold. But only few could make it on the plate because rest were in our tummies. You know what? I can't resist. So do try this recipe at home. It's very simple. Just follow the instructions. If you have any difficulty, leave a comment below and I will answer them. Share this video with your friends and family. Make this Christmas sweet at home. Add it to your Christmas platter and you will love it. Till then, my name is Stan. I will see you next time. I will be uploading another Christmas sweet recipe. Till then, bye-bye.